Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Workday. So today we are going to start with a new topic, that's a talent topic. So if you have heard about it, like in talent we do have goal and performance management, we have a learning, we have many other such modules. If you're coming from a success factor backgrounds, we had also similar kind of a modules. We call it PMGM in success factor, performance management, goal management. We have careers development planning, succession planning, right? So similar kind of stuff also we do have in a Workday. So now let's move on to the Workday and we will see what are the topics we are going to see today. So we will not be going to deep dive, rather we will be just having understanding what are the topics are there in the performance and goal management. We'll be just giving an overview. First of all, we'll try to understand from the guide. Then we will move to the system and how can we do perform those stuff. We will see that, right? So now let's move on to the screen. Yeah. So as I was talking about, right, the goals. Okay, so in the talent management, we generally cover the first one is a goal management. So every year, right, every organization they have a specific time frame for that to they set up a goal, then they get it approved, then throughout the year they track their goals, right? So from a Workday point of view, some few things you have to understand why the goal is set up, how they will try to understand how it is filling the rest of the Workday product, and what are the different downstream impacts and cross product interactions of Workday with goal management to other modules of Workday, and what kind of security requirements we do have, and also whenever we're doing any kind of business process configurations in Workday, what are those requirements? We have to try to understand all those stuff, right? So, and then what are the different limitations to have to understand before you're implementing a Workday, right? So here, if you see the business benefits, you have to, because whenever you are going for a goal management, definitely your organization must be having some goals. You have it should be aligned with your organizational goal in your individual objectives, so that whenever every individual they are trying to accomplish those initiatives or their particular goals, it should be aligned with the top level hierarchy, that is your organizational goals and objectives, right? So here we will be seeing these are different use cases which we'll be seeing, right? And also managers also can consistently align cascaded individual goal to an organizational goal. So we're cascaded to the individual level also, right? And from a use case point of view, these are different scenarios, like both employees and managers, they should be able to align their individual goals with the organizational goals, and this should be able to relate to that, and they should be able to align and should be able to see that in a report format, and throughout the year they should be able to track the progress and automatically calculate completion percentage. So these are the typical features or typical functionalities definitely we'll be expecting to see in the system as well, right? So now from a considering what are the different questions, I'm not going through details about it. You can go through this guide. Rather, I will be directly going to the system point of view, what are the aspects required, we will go there. So meanwhile, I'll take a pause, can go through the questions and what are the things we have to consider. So managerial cascading part is covered here. Alignment of individual goals to your organizational goals, and who can view the organizational goals, right? Right, all those things can be covered. How the calculation happens regarding the goal completions and all, and how does the Workday factor individual goal weight to the calculate completion percent. So all these things are the key questions, right? Right. So you have to understand what the things are available and what is recommendations from Workday. Those things also have been covered here, right? Yes. So there are some best practices or recommendations have been given. You have to archive if any outdated goals are there. You have to create an alignment. There are some support fields, add goes to employee, all those stuff. So these are the few configurations point. So wherever you are seeing a task, right? In task is nothing but these are different transactions which we conduct in the workday, right? Perform a particular activity, right? Similarly, add goal to employees task. This is also we have to understand. So I'm just making note of it. What are the key tasks we can perform in workday? And enabling the organizational goals worklet in the goal and go for goal profile group. And what are the limitations also they have mentioned? You can align an employee goal to only one organization goal at a time. Organization goal after can only display organization goes to one goal period at a time, right? You cannot hide supporting initiatives, right? You can only sort. So these are the few do's and don'ts or can and cannot. You can see that multiple job positions only aligned goals to primary positions. Again, so this is something we have to understand. Private organization goals as to who is able to align to organization or not, who can view the private organization goals. So these are a few things. Now we have to understand what are the key limitations, what are the best practices, what are the recommendations we have to understand. Then from a security perspective, we will be seeing these are different domains. Okay, these domains in the performance enablement functional area. Okay, so set up goals, set up self-service organizational goals, worker data organizational goals. Then we have performance and goals, contingent worker eligibility, right? So these are a few things we have to understand. And reporting point of view, these are different reports available of view organizational goals, view goal alignment, integration. From integration point of view, it provides web services, secure to the worker data organizational goal domain. There's a few things, connections and touch points. So here we have touchpoint kit. It is provided by Workday to understand the configuration, listen to your tenant. Okay, so these are a few things they have given. Okay, so now let's move on to the system point of view. We will be seeing what are the things are there, right? So now without any further ado, let's see, move to the system part, let's say, and we will start with basic stuff like from a performance management, goal management point of view. First of all, we'll try to understand this functional area, performance enablement. Let's move on. So hope you can see my system. So I will just go to functional area. So here we can see, and we can apply the filter from here. Let's see. So functional area, and let's say functional area for us is performance. Yes, we can see that performance enablement is already there. So simply we will select that one. So we can see this is already activated, right? So that means the Workday solution HCM talent optimization. That is the Workday solution there technically. And in that we see the functional area is performance enablement. That means if it is already ticked, that means it is enabled. So that means it is here. We can see that your entire performance management, goal management module can your whatever you say in the Workday that is already activated. And under that, we do have a different domains here. You can see like what are the different functionality it provides and what are the key business processes. You can see that assessing a team's potential, evaluation. So these are performance management related stuff. You can see performance development plan, your complete self evaluations, all those stuffs are here, right? You can see that giving feedback, calibrations, managing competencies, your performance development plan. So I'm just looking at the last column, if you can see. So these are the different business processes which are covered under your this enablement functional area. Okay, and we do have respective domains here, like just like similar to success factor, we do have RBP, right? Role based permissions. So here, similarly, we do have a specific from a security perspective, who can do what, we can control them using this kind of a domains, right? So you can see that secure items and all those details, right? So this is something very similar to that domain concept, right? So who can do what and what kind of security you can set up, that is actually part of this domain concept, right? And if you see the performance alignment, so this covers your entire performance review, development plan. So career development plan, which I was talking about, it is in the success factor. Similar, we do have also here development plan, improvement plan. Then we have disciplinary actions, if any. Then you can schedule check-in, one-to-one check-in, right? And feedback between the manager and the employees of your direct reports, everything can be covered here, right? So now, so this is something which we are looking for that we have seen. If you see the implementation guide or admin guide from here, then we have seen all those setup, all these domains, right? And for each and every domain, we have a considerations, what can be done using those domains, right? So we have seen that. So you can see set of calibration, set of goals, right? So all these things are covered in that admin guide. And if you can see, this is part of a functional area. So these are the key things we have to understand before we go ahead. Okay, so now let's see a couple of tasks here, right? So as I have highlighted, so few of the tasks we will see, how does it look like in Workday, add goal to employees task, right? So let's go to that task called add goal to employee. So first of all, we will minimize it. Add goals, add outcome-based goal to employees, and add additional employees to outcome-based goals. Okay, so we do have two types of tasks here. Add outcome-based goal to employees. If I go here, so what does it say? It is saying create new outcome-based goal. Suppose if you want to create a new goal from scratch, you can utilize it. Or if you want to have utilize an existing outcome-based goal, you can utilize this, copy existing. So we'll try both. Let's first do with a simple one. From existing outcome-based goal, we'll try. So here again, if you see here, there are three categories: my outcome-based goals, my organization's individual outcome-based goals, my organization outcome-based goals, right? So let's see what are the, so here we do not have anything. Individual outcome-based goals, here we do not have anything. My outcome-based goals. Okay, so this is something missing here. So we do not have, I think it is not configured yet. So I am getting an error. Okay, so that is fine. So what I'm going to do here, let's say I will try to something, create from scratch and assign to employees. Let's say worker by, I will be assigning by location or location hierarchy, let's say. So for location, let's see which locations are there. Let's say I'll be setting up some this kind of thing for employees from New Zealand. Okay, so we'll be setting people who belong to New Zealand. And again, inside New Zealand, I do have a lot of options here. Let me try that. Sorry, let me try for this. New Zealand. And inside New Zealand, I do have Office New Zealand, New Zealand, remote, many things are there. So let me try with the remote New Zealand, Wellington, people who are belonging to this location. And inside that, again, I do have further, like say, New Zealand district, system engineering. Let's say try to this, right? So I will be selecting some of the employees, few employees like this. Andrew, Daniel, David. Let me try that for these three employees, right? Then assign to this organizations I do not require now, but because let's say I will just create it. Click OK. So whenever I'm adding a goal, you can see here, I'll be assigning this to, means whenever you're creating a goal, such kind of a thing, you can also assign to one employee or two employees. For at present, I'm just showing an example. I'll be having a similar kind of a goal for all of these three employees, right? And let's say what I'll be writing here. So you can write, so I'll not be writing to or details. Let's say outcome based goal. So it should be as a best practice. Let's say I will be putting some action oriented verb. So that's a typical practice. Let's say outcome is, let's say, uh, implement HRIS solutions for AP for customers with focus on Workday. Or it can be the practice develop. So we can write more details about it, like, so it is just example. And supports, it supports basically organizational outcome based goal, right? So at present nothing is there. Okay. Okay, so customer delivery, let's say it is part of a customer delivery team. Yeah, FY22 goals, you can put it here. And let's say this is something related to this, and supports it this. And let's say due date is, let's say my this goal setting is happening, although it is in December. Let's say my cycle is from October to September. Okay, and so in that case, my end I have to achieve it by September anyhow, right? September 30. So September by 30, I have to achieve it. And it is editable and track by percentage. Okay, so how much percentage? So maximum percent. So I will not be putting everything here, but this is one of my goal. Okay. Similarly, I can also add multiple goals. Let's say another my goal is mentor at least 4 colleagues in Workday and getting them certified in Workday. Okay. So maybe as a mentor, this is also a set of goal I will be setting up, and I'll not be adding everything. So let's say I will just percentage, and I keep on adding all these things. Okay. So now I will submit it. Okay. So now you can see these are the different, we have added outcome based goals for those three employees, and it is showing workers with a cascaded goal, and due date is next year 2023 September 30. And these are the two goals I have mentioned. One is implement HRI solutions for customers with focus on Workday, mentor at least 4 colleagues in Workday and getting them certified, right? So this is how we can set up a goal. As an administrator or as a manager, you can do that, right? So this is something we have understood. And outcome based goal, that is a process name, right? So this is the process name we have seen. And these are the three employees, okay? Andrew, Hugh, Daniel, and David. Okay. If I go to this particular employees, right? And if I go there, if I go to the performance, right? So you can see this is reflected. Implement HRIS solutions for customers focus on Workday, and due date is this. This is a employee point of view, how you can view it, right? So similarly, we can see this is also mentor at least 4 colleagues and Workday and getting them certified, right? So if I go here, I can see, and I have not edited anything. So for that reason, it is not coming like this. So this is how, as an employee point of view, you can see your goals, right? So this is something we can see as an employee. Okay. So here we can see for as an employee, as you are here, right? For this person, we have individual outcome-based goals, development items, archived outcome-based goals, then performance reviews. Okay. So if you see, suppose if you want to see a particular person, this employee's last year's performance appraisal, right? So here you can see that FY22 media review for David. Okay, so if you see, he click here, you can see that person's David. Okay, so this is how the manager has given the comments and employee has given his summary, right? So you can see it has been dominated by so and so. So he has highlighted, his manager has highlighted his activity, his achievement during that period, right? And similarly, employees, he has written also, he demonstrated persistence while maintaining this in this, so and so, right? And manager has summarized everything. Employee has given a summary. Similarly, there is another section called career development. Manager has a given what are the area where David can improvise. Okay. Similarly, employee as an employee also, he has given all the things. And is there any behavioral assessments? Right, those things also are on track. You can see that results on the track fully meets your expectations and all, right? So these are the few things. These are the different rating scale for everything, right? We have a rating scale whether you are on a track, whether you are not on a track, right? So these things also can be configured, and this is how, from an employee perspective, we have seen these goals can be tracked. What are the things you can have in the descriptions, and all the things you can find it out here from here, right? So this is now we have seen as an employee, isn't it? So here, if you want to see, this can be also taken a print or taken a PDF, and left-hand side, you can see the step by step, like all the sections we can see, right? Reflection of a fiscal year, the entire fiscal year, then plan for success, what is the upcoming plan or what is the plan, what he has done, career development, behavior assessment. So everything has very systematic, and for everything we do have a segment, manager segment and your employee segment. Both of them have given the review about it, right? So this is how a typical performance management looks like for as an individual employee point of view, right? And you can always take a PDF of it for your copy, and that can be also downloaded very easily in the Workday solutions, right? So what I will do, simply I will save it in my system for my reference, future reference. So this is what it is. And this is how the PDF will be looking like, right? You have completed and all these things, right? So we're not going those segment. Now we have understood that what can be possible. And also, if you can see here from action point of view, like if you want to see all those audit trail of your performance and all, you can see that as well. So when it happened to till now, okay, so you can visualize everything here, right? When the evaluation happened, all those stuff, right? So this can be also audited and all. So we are not going that details here. So you can always explore all these things of your own. Now we will be moving on to the other topic. Yes. So we have seen the performance review, and there is no archive as such. So for that reason, it is showing as a blank. Development items as such, I don't think if anything is here. And these are the different goals. We have set up 2 goals, and earlier he had 3 goals, right? So this is something which you can see from here. Now, this was something related to the performance, right? Now coming to the feedback. Suppose any kind of a feedback he has requested, okay, it will be coming here. At present, he has not requested anything, right? So otherwise it will be coming here. So you have two options: get feedback, give feedback. Okay, suppose I want to select get feedback, right? So from whom I want to get the feedback, right? So that actually you have to put it here. Who do you want to request the feedback from, right? So suggested worker, and also there is a hierarchy of managers, right? So his manager, let's say he is Charles is his manager, right? And he has to put it like that. Okay, so it's the manager hierarchy rather, right? So let's say he is selecting a particular employees or his manager. I don't think this is coming up. Okay, suppose he is the manager and from whom he wants feedback. And feedback also, there is again different template. So this is one of the template: start, continue, stop. So basically what you have to, suppose you are doing something new and you want to continue that, or your manager can utilize that. Suppose you want to start take some initiative, you can go for the start option. If you want to, suppose your manager wants not to do certain things, then you have to stop that initiative, right? So again, there are different templates available. You can also configure all those templates, right? So based on that, you can utilize the template. And if you can see, based on the template, you have a questions. Okay, this is the one of the template, feedback template, and this is having what should the individual do more of to be successful in their role. Okay, suppose this is one of the questions. Similarly, what is the individual doing well? What should they continue to doing? Okay, so this is the continue, right? And what should the individual do less? That means stop. Okay, so start, continue, stop. This is the one of the templates. Suppose I'm going for some other template. If you can see here, annual review. Okay, so this is an annual review template. Okay, so you don't have to create all this from scratch because these are already templates have been configured, and we'll be seeing that in the implementation step by step. So here in the annual review, you are seeing these are the options we have. What are the team members' key goals? What are the team members' most impactful contributions? Okay. Similarly, the how did, so this is the what part and how part, how he has contributed to the organizations. So all these things here you can see. So all these are templates. As a employee, you whenever you're seeking the feedback, you can utilize one of the templates, whatever is relevant during your time, whenever you're asking for the feedback, whether it's a year end or it is a mid-year, right? And again, it can be also depending upon the scenario. Okay. So once you select any of this thing, okay, similarly for engineering, if you're selecting, I have 15 different questions, right? So depending upon your role, again, you can ask those questions, right? So based on that, so let's say we will go with the simple one. Let's say start, continue, stop. And if I submit it, it will go to the this manager. Okay, his manager F.A. Kalkani. So that person's will be receiving that feedback. He will be or she will be giving the feedback. Okay. If I go to that employee, F.A. Kalkalani, so he or she is from Munich, Germany. And if I go to the feedback from here, feedback received, feedback request. Okay, I think it's not coming yet. Give feedback. Downstairs. Okay. Okay, so this is something the badges actually. Suppose he or she wants to give some feedback to someone. Okay, so it can bring in those feedback. Okay, this is a kind of a giving the kudos, just like that, right? So you can see here. So anyway, so we are not going that segment, and you'll be able to see that feedback requested, feedback received. In this way, you can get it all this complete process, right? So now let's move on to the next part where now we will go to the next part, that is Next, let's move on to the next topic, that is, so this is already we have seen add goaling to employees task. Then we will be going to the using the configure profile group task, right? So before we go there, we will take a pause here and we will be continuing from the next two sessions for this.